Today is the day we've been waiting for. You're going to get a look through that windshield of where we're headed, who's coming along with us, and it's just going to be an insane next 30, 45 minutes of your life. So cut out all the distractions. Make sure right now, we still have 30 seconds to a minute. Send out those last minute invites. If you've got people you've invited to call, send out your reminders. There's still a little bit of room left on this webinar to fit some more people in. So let's rock and roll. Make sure you got your pen and paper handy, and make no mistake, there's going to be a lot of activity. There's going to be a lot of questions. We're going to do our best to take care of everybody as fast as we can. Give us a little bit of grace as we navigate this massive transition, and we'll make sure we get everybody taken care of. So with that said, I get to bring up a gentleman that I have the utmost respect for. Like I talked about a little bit ago, we've been best friends for 16, 17 years now. I know him inside out. I know that his family comes from a great family, but more importantly, I know his heart. I know when he says he's going to do something, he does it. I know when he's excited about something, it's game over. And I have never seen him more excited in all the stuff we've done and all the sales we've done and money we've made. I've never seen him more excited than he has been the last month or so as this has started to come together. So with that being said, I get to turn the call over to an amazing gentleman. He is the CEO and founder of My Daily Choice, and he's going to come on here and lead us in the direction of where we're headed now, and you're about to find out why everybody's so excited. So with that being said, Mr. Josh Swagel, take over the call, brother.
I'm here, Chris. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Sound good.
Awesome. Well, first off, thanks for opening up the webinar. Thanks for everything you've done over these past years. And hey, everybody, I see everybody in the chat. Thank you guys. Fire emojis. Let's go. This is a very exciting time. And today, guys, is historic. It's historic for me in my network marketing career. And I'm honored that you guys are here. This is a big moment. It's a moment of leadership, vision, and really rewriting what's possible together. And for those of you who don't know my full network marketing story, I got into network marketing when I was 18 years old. I built my first team in the field. And, you know, I was in that company with Chris. I fell in love with this profession. I did beat him in that company, but I put in an organization of 50,000 people. I met some of the most amazing people in my career in that company, and I'm forever grateful for that experience. And then as I looked at the rest of our business and I started talking with other top leaders that we've had in the business for years and years, and again, after launching 20 plus, brands, running massive global operations, I really hit like what I would consider a pivotal moment in the company. And I had a couple questions that I wanted to ask myself, that I was thinking about. One was, do I continue building this alone? Do I launch new products? Do I launch a new brand? I've got all these leaders that want to sell physical products. And what's the next play? What's the next hot product? What's the next hot brand? Launching over 20 powerful brands, from everything from CBD to essential oils to skincare to weight loss. What is the next move in the company? And what do I even want to do? And I came to the conclusion that the best thing for me to do is to team up with another network marketing company. And the more I evaluated the landscape of network marketing, the more clear it became that the next chapter for me needed to be bigger than just adding another product line. It needed to be bigger than just adding another division to the company. It needed to be a force multiplier. And that's why I called this the $1 billion run. I started searching for the right company to team up with and to partner up with. And I want to share with you guys what I look for if I'm going to evaluate a network marketing company. Again, I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. I have seen it all in network marketing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so the first thing that I was looking for was a company that had stability. Is the company profitable? Is the company debt-free? Is the company gonna be around for a long time? Can I put my head down? Can I put my people into a place where I know that they're going to get product shipped, they're going to get paid, and that they can go build this thing for years and years to come? And then the next one that I look for is for products. Okay, are the products science backed? So many network marketing companies in our space right now, especially startups, and even some of the companies that have been around for a while, are selling white labeled products, products that are overpriced, products that are white labeled. And so I really wanted to find a company that had products that had amazing science, products that are unique. Are they defendable? Are they highly consumable? And so that was something that was really important for me. And then I also looked at, operations and infrastructure. In MDC, there was a year where we, from 2017 to 2018, we went from 10 million in sales to 100 million in sales in 12 months. And when you have a business that has that kind of explosive growth, it's a different level. It's a different caliber of operational wherewithal that's required to not just sustain that momentum, but to keep that momentum over time. And so, I wanted to make sure that wherever I'm going to plant my flag and put my leaders into, that they've got the system set up for scale. They've got logistics set up. They've got rock solid customer service. They're, expanding aggressively. Then another thing that's also really important in network marketing is you could actually have a few of those. You could have the right stability. You could have, unique products. You could have, a company that's got big operations. But then culture and leadership is also where a lot of companies miss the mark. And I wanted to make sure that the company led with integrity. Do they care about the field? Are they committed to this business model? I've seen over the last several years, several network marketing companies, especially companies that are owned by private equity, just go straight affiliate and cut out the network marketing, business model. Think about that for a minute. You're in a network marketing company, you've got hundreds of thousands of people, and it's the sales force that built up the company, and then the company cuts the sales force out and goes affiliate. And so I wanted to make sure that, the company is 100% committed to the direct selling model. And are they investing in building their culture? Are they developing their culture? Are they building their culture? And then really the last thing, guys, and I talked a lot about this with our top leadership, is timing. Is it the right timing for that business? And when you look at timing, it's really interesting in network marketing is that when you look at companies, you have to figure out if the company is entering into its phase of momentum. See, there's a sweet spot in network marketing. A lot of times you don't want to get into a company too early. You don't want to get into a company too early where it's a startup, because there's so many growing pains, there's so many problems. 98% of startups and network marketing company fail within the first 18 months. Most don't ever make it past 24 months. And, I've been in business for 11 years with MDC. And so over the last 11 years, I've seen so many companies come and go. They're here today, gone tomorrow. And I believe that the sweet spot in network marketing is to get into a company that is doing hundreds of millions in sales, but they haven't really hit critical mass yet. They haven't hit major momentum. And so that was really important to me, is could I find a company that was stable, rock solid, doing hundreds of millions in sales, but a company where a lot of people haven't heard about yet. And so I looked at the top 10 network marketing companies for months. I've been evaluating companies. I've been flying out to their headquarters. I've been talking to other owners. I know a lot of people in the space. I've talked to a lot of people, and ultimately I made the decision to partner with one of the most dynamic companies that I've seen in the space. And that company is called Immunotec. Okay, Immunotec. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Immunotec. And then I've got some people that I'm going to introduce you guys to. We've got some of the top MDC leaders as well that are going to chat on here. But Immunotec was founded in 1996. And this company's incredible. They trace back to more than 45 years of scientific research into immune health and into glutathione. And for those of you that don't know about glutathione, it's the body's master antioxidant. It's the most important molecule for detoxification, immune function, recovery, and longevity. And this product right here, Immunical, is their flagship product. And this was developed as a whey protein isolate, and it's it's crazy that I'm even able to say this. It's the only natural supplement in the world to raise glutathione levels in the body. So basically in 2017, there was a change in ownership in Immunotec. The company was purchased by Mauricio Domenzane, who's now the current CEO. I've had the pleasure to spend time with him, and you're going to get to hear from him today. But he started expanding the business into Latin America, into Europe, into other countries, and they've had tremendous growth globally. And in my opinion, I'd like to consider myself an expert in network marketing, but in my opinion, this is the best kept secret. In that, when it comes to physical products, these guys are the best kept secret in network marketing. So remember those 5 things that I talked about to evaluate a company. Stability. So this company's been around for 25 years, 25 years of stability. And right now, the business is doing $200 million a year in annual revenue. And by 2027, just a couple years later, they're going to 2x and do 400 million. So remember, when I said there's a sweet spot in network marketing, right now is the sweet spot in Immunotec, because they're not doing $1 billion yet in sales. They're at 200 million, headed to 400, and by 2030, their goal is to do the famous $1 billion a year. The company's 100% debt free, profitable. I've got to meet a lot of the people in Immunotec, and watching the way they're expanding their business has been absolutely incredible. Then products. I'm not going to tell you about every single Immunotec product. They have 20 plus products in their portfolio, but these are some of the things that really caught my attention. This product right here has been taken 550 million times worldwide. 550 million servings of Immunocal delivered worldwide. That product has over 100 plus published studies, 26 gold standard clinical trials, all on humans. Immunotec's products, which this is a crazy statistic as well, Immunotec's products are listed in the United States Physician's Desk Reference, the PDR, which is very rare for a network marketing company to be in the Physician's Desk Reference. This product has 79 global patents on it. This product, by the way, comes in 3 different versions. So this is the original product. There's the Immunocal Sport, and then there's the Immunocal Platinum. And one of the things that was really impressive to me was finding out that there's 100 plus elite athletes and Olympians that are using the Immunocal, and none of them are paid endorsements. I said that in my social media video, that like how crazy to find a product that athletes are taking and endorsing and promoting, and they're not getting paid to. And this capitalizes on a huge trend. You know, by age 40, people lose half of their glutathione levels. And this is, you know, it's not a drug. It's not a shot. It's not any of the other stuff out there. It's a natural supplement that has been clinically proven to raise your glutathione levels. And there's even a scientific journal that Immunotec has put together. It's 126 pages with abstracts, clinicals. You can see all of the studies yourself. And by the way, these studies were not done and performed at a lab that the company owned, like a lot of other network marketing companies out there. And so when I look at the Immunotec products, I'm blown away. This is also another amazing product that they have called WIMS. My kids absolutely love this product. It's omega-3s and multivitamins. It's sugar-free. And as a parent, it's really important for me that my kids are not taking stuff loaded with sugar and that have all kinds of, you know, junk in it. And so they love the way that it tastes. They're called WIMS, but my kids call them Wimmies. But my kids absolutely love this product. And then they have another product. I think this is a home run product as well, called Sunray. Basically, every Sunday you take your Sunray. It's a very high source of vitamin D, and it's only 1 pill per week. So there's only 4 in a pack, 1 a week. And these Immunotec products are incredible. You can you basically get a shaker cup like this. You only need to fill it with a little bit of water. You shake it up for 30 seconds. They have these really cool boosters that you can add into it, and it tastes delicious. They absorb quickly. They're very affordable. And again, these are incredible products. So I love everything I've seen with products. And, when it comes to like health trends, like it was really interesting. I don't know if like my phone has been spying on me, but when I logged into Facebook this morning, there was an ad that came up and it was John Jones, who's if you follow the UFC, he's the greatest UFC fighter of all time, and he's promoting glutathione. Then I saw Gary Brecka, an ad for him came up where he's talking about glutathione being, the master antioxidant, and he's promoting glutathione products. And so it's a major health trend today. And with products like this that have the science, the data, I'm very excited for the MDC community and also everybody else who decides to join us on this billion-dollar run. Then after products, the next thing I looked at was operations. So Immunotec is fully licensed, registered, and operational in 18 countries. This is not a company that's going NFR all over the world with shipping issues. This is not a company that's going into a bunch of markets with customer service problems. This is not a company that's cutting corners. They have 3 main offices: Houston, Mexico, and Spain. I flew out to their Houston office. I met the corporate staff. And like I said, they've got an incredibly sharp team. I got to meet members from their communications team, from their marketing team, from customer support. I sat down with their chief strategy officer. I met their director of events. I met some of the general managers and VPs that oversee various markets. And of course, I sat down with Mauricio, the CEO. I met the president, Mike Patillo. Every single person I met was sharper than the next. And so I was very impressed by the corporate team. And then culture and leadership. One of the things that rocked my world was their recent 2025 global private cruise that they did. This was an incentive trip that they ran in the field, and they had 2,500 people earn that trip. They had 2,500 people. They had the entire ship for Immunotec consultants that were on this cruise. And I've been doing this again for 17 years. I've never seen a network marketing company that have had that many people earn a trip. In fact, even travel companies that sell trips, travel companies that promote travel, network marketing companies doing hundreds of millions and even billions in sales. I have never seen 2,500 people on one incentive trip before. They have conventions with 10,000 plus people at their conventions. And this is a company that most people have never even heard about. In North America, I've talked to 50 top network marketing leaders in the United States, and only 2 of them have heard of Immunotec. I talked to some of the top leaders in Canada, and only 1 of them had heard of Immunotec, but didn't even know what the products were. I've talked to top leaders in Europe. None of them have heard of Immunotec. And, Immunotec just released a convention in Mexico, and within 24 hours, their convention sold out 5,000 people. They released a convention in Spain, same thing, 24 hours, 3,000 people sold out. These guys do a phenomenal job on their culture. You can tell that they love the field. And with me joining the organization, I have always been a field first founder, a field first builder, and I look to take that to even the next level in the company. And then last but not least, timing. One of the biggest reasons why I decided to partner with Immunotec comes down to the timing. And Immunotec, no doubt, they've dominated in Latin America and a few key markets, but the rest of the world is wide open. North America, completely wide open. Europe, completely wide open. Canada, completely wide open. And Immunotec, this product here, this one right here, is fully approved by Health Canada. How many products can you point to today in network marketing that have a Health Canada approval? For those of you that have never been on this side of the table, it is extremely difficult to get Health Canada approval. Health Canada, these guys don't play around. They're one of the strictest regulatory bodies in the world. And for a direct selling company to have Health Canada approvals, 30 employees on the ground there in Canada with operations and no leaders is just incredible. There are so many more markets that are untouched in Immunotec and more markets coming in the future. And guys, I I've been doing this for a long time. This is extremely rare to find a 25-year-old stable company with flagship products backed by over 50 years of scientific research, but the global market penetration is still in its infancy stage. And so for leaders that are looking for the perfect window, the perfect timing, this is it. So I want to introduce you guys to the president of Immunotec, Mike Patillo, and he's also going to be joined by Mauricio. But Mike is the president of Immunotec. He's a seasoned executive with 25 plus years in the direct selling space. And before joining Immunotec, Mike held a major leadership role in another network marketing company that had the wraps. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of that company, but he helped guide the company through explosive growth. They did 5 billion in sales. He's extremely knowledgeable, and I'd love for you guys to meet Mike and hear a little bit about his story, why he chose Immunotec, and then he's going to introduce you guys to Mauricio. Mike, floor is yours, brother.
Love it. Thanks so much, Josh. I mean, I'll work my way backwards from a timing perspective, and what fires me up to be here with the MDC family. And first of all, thank you guys for giving us some time on a Saturday. Our corporate team, I see them commenting on all of the chats and putting information out there. But the short version, I think for such a time as this, Josh covered from A to Z when it comes to Immunotec and the stability, the science, and what I call the sexiness of where we're at currently in the world with the need and the want for a product like Immunocal, or as we like to call it sometimes, the body shot. It's this daily, shot that you take that Josh mentioned, that you only put a little bit of liquid in here and you take it down and it does extraordinary things. And in my career, I retired about 4 years ago. We had an amazing run. As Josh mentioned, we did about $5 billion in sales in a 10-year period. And I had young kids at the time. Decided I wanted to spend more time with them. And keep in mind, this is my 27th year in network marketing. I've never worked outside of network marketing. I like to say I've never had a real job. I started in the field, went into the companies, and then eventually to the corporate side on the executive level. And what drew me back to the whole industry as a whole, after really being able to take some time and sit back and look at the industry as a whole, was Mauricio Domenzijn. He's the CEO. I've known Mauricio for 10 years, and I was enjoying life. I was playing a lot of pickleball. I was spending time with my kids. But at the time, when you're like yourself, Josh, Chris, other leaders that are on here, you find that as you start to get out of your sweet spot, and my sweet spot was really working with people and simplifying things and scaling companies, and I absolutely loved it, my health started to go down. I started not to feel as good. I'm 47, and I don't know how many of you are in your upper 30s, 40s, or higher, but like one day it feels like you wake up and you go, man, that hurts. And you're not sure exactly what happened. You just slept wrong. That's one of those things in life where it's like a wake-up call, but most people don't realize that all chronic diseases and conditions, there's one common denominator, and that is low glutathione levels. Now, what's interesting about Immunotec, and I'm not going to go too deep into the history of the company, but I want you to know when Josh says that this product is the world's only natural supplement that is clinically proven to raise glutathione, that is an absolute true statement. Nothing else in the world does it. There's all kinds of glutathione products out there. They're artificial, genetically modified, and the moment they go in, a couple hours later, they're used up. What this product does, it's the only product in the world that increases your body's natural glutathione. You may be thinking, like, what is glutathione? Well, I thought the same thing when I called Mauricio up. I'd known him for 10 years, but we had never worked together. I'd never taken the time to look at the product. And he didn't know that I had stepped away from my position after a decade. I didn't know that the world didn't know about Immunotec, because my friend Mauricio, I knew about Immunotec. And what I found was that the common denominator of low glutathione levels, and I started researching what is glutathione. This is probably the biggest hit, I would call it a hero product, but a hidden hero product that nobody's heard about that I've ever seen in my career. And I've had some amazing wins in my career. And what I found was about 40 years ago, two doctors that were part of the founding team of Immunotec, they found a link between low glutathione levels, which glutathione, by the way, it's in every single cell of your body, right? If you go to ChatGPT and you ask it, what is the single most important substance for health in your body? It came back to me, glutathione. I thought for sure it would say blood or water, but it came back and it said glutathione because it's, if you take the word idea, it's like the best idea for health. It balances your immune system. It's the detoxifier, right? It's the natural energy in your mitochondria. And then also it's the master antioxidant, as Josh mentioned. So it controls from your head to your toes everything that's happening in your body. It's the most important substance in your body for health. And even if you're like me and you're healthy, you're active, your levels are dropping. It's just the way our bodies were designed. Without high glutathione levels, you can start to see all chronic disease and conditions. There's a reason in the US, this is out by the Health and Human Services, 73% of Americans. Think about that. That's 7 out of 10 people. You go walk down your road, 7 out of 10 people, they have at least one chronic disease or chronic condition. And when you see that, and then you look at the link, what is the common denominator between all chronic diseases and condition? It's low glutathione levels. But what happens when you raise glutathione levels? You become amazing feeling. Your blood work looks great. You can go and look at all of this independently and validate it. This product is clinically proven over 90 days to raise your body's natural glutathione at least 35%. That's what we've seen in our studies. What I love is that in today's age, people want clean products. They want real products. They don't want gimmick products. They want something that's not only going to give you results quickly, but they want something that's going to give you something longer term. There's one ingredient, just one. There's one ingredient in this package. And it's kind of this finicky product that it must be shaken. And then you take, a shot once a day. And it's clinically proven to raise your levels. So low levels equals sickness. High levels of glutathione equals healthier. So when you just do your own research and you're looking at glutathione, just know that nothing in the world does it except this product. And when I saw that as a business person, I saw a massive opportunity. When Mauricio and I started talking about what this could look like, for the last 15 months, we've been putting together this plan, the most amazing corporate team that you've ever seen. And I'm probably one of the older ones, right? We've got young, dynamic people in positions that are active every single day. There's a reason that 12:34 p.m. on a Saturday, the corporate team's on here because they're pumped and excited about MDC. But what we're doing right now from a business perspective, I think is unheard of. You heard Josh talk about us doubling the size of the company in the next 2 years and then the next 5 going to $1 billion. That's unprecedented opportunity. When 7 out of 10 people need your product and every single person in the world's levels of glutathione are dropping and we've got the solution to raise the natural ones, it's like Sylvia said, it's a breakthrough. It's an absolutely breakthrough in a business. We put together a simple system for you to get started. I'd say it's 3 steps. You pick your pack, you gather your customers, you go gold. We've got some amazing bonuses and incentives that we're going to talk about later here. But, one of the big things that you can't change in a company is the leadership. And Mauricio Domenzijn, he and I go back a decade. And when I ultimately made the decision to come back and get involved in this company, it was because of him. It was the product, the stability, the science, the sexiness of the opportunity. Amazing. But his operational prowess, he knows how to scale a company. The internal staff, you're in good hands. The corporate team, you're in good hands. The customer service, you're in amazing hands. I've never seen a customer service team care like Immunotec cares. And like me, Mauricio's a field first guy. We've all started out in the field. And then we found our sweet spot, and his sweet spot is building an amazing team, scaling a company, and getting things done. So I want to bring Mauricio Domenzine on. He's the CEO of Immunotec, my good friend. He likes to tell people he's like my younger brother because he's just, a few months younger than me. But Mauricio, I know you're excited. I'm excited about welcoming Josh and Chris and all of the MDC family. What could you share with everyone about your vision for 2X27 with what's going to happen and how MDC can be a part of that?
Yes, of course. 100,000 people. I'm gonna help 100,000 people to change their lives. That's what Josh told me first, and I was blown away because you can. I don't know. I was so excited to hear what Josh has to say to us. Like sharing is caring, and when he was sharing his amazing ride and why he took the decision to come to us, I'm really grateful for that because Josh, you really care, genuine care about your people, about your teams, and that's a difference that you cannot tell out there in many many ways. So thank you, Josh, for believing in us. Thank you for what you have done, and it's just getting started. So it's incredible that you took that decision because I know that you genuinely believe in that you can help a lot of people to change their lives, to make an impact in their lives, which is ultimate the goal that we're here. Of course, we're going to make money. Yeah, we're going to make money while helping people, which is the most important thing. So thank you one more time, Josh. Thank you, Chris, for starting and the conversation. And Mike, obviously, thank you so much. Hard to me to tell more about Immunotech because these guys have done a tremendous job. Guys, thank you for sharing that with the people. But um, of course, welcoming the MDC team, the MDC family, it's a big step, a big milestone for us because we have never done this before. And why is that? It's because we care a lot of our people. So our leadership, our people out there is really important for us. And so we needed to find the right person, the right fit, in Josh is definitely one like that. So it's incredible what he has done, and I know that it's going to be even more what we are going to do together. A little bit more on Immunotech, as Josh and Mike says, we believe in science heavily, but what we said always is you don't need to be a doctor to sell our products because we have done all that work for you, and you just need to share documentation. Every time somebody don't believe in what you're saying, it's easy. You just share the clinical trials. You just share the patents around the world. There's a big difference between patents than a patent application. A patent application is something that you need to prove that what you're saying you're doing. It's not a patent by itself only. It's only a patent application. So we have been granted of over 79 patents and we're still working on more. So this is going to be, again, for us, we call it the beginning. We're always working. We're always hustling. That's what it's mattered the most because our commitment to you guys is to provide you with the best tools out there, best products, best tools, whatever you need for you to be successful. It's our obligation to serve you better. It's I've always said that the most important asset that we have in Immunotech is our people. And so whenever you join us, you're not giving us a few $100s. What you're giving us is your trust. And believe me, that's one thing that I care the most. We're gonna share is that trust. We're gonna care about that trust, and we're gonna be together with you to make this a completely knockdown of the park. I'm sure it's gonna happen. Since 2017, where this was, I call it the Sleeping Beauty. When I was looking for options and I found Immunotech, I said, this is the greatest product I've seen. It has incredible feel, but it needed a little bit of a push to get to a next level. And that's how we get to where we are right now. And we're right now in the middle of the next push of Immunotech, and it's going to happen today. Starts today. That push starts today, and you need to jump into that push right away because honestly, opportunities come and go. And with Josh leading this up, I think you got to take that opportunity, that chance. Um, as also Josh mentioned, we have a blank canvas on the US on the English speaking side because of we have been growing naturally because of the growth in our Latin American markets and in European markets, especially Spain. And so it's normal that you grow with the languages that you use. And so now we have an amazing opportunity for all of you here to create a huge business, to create something huge. Believe me, with Mike, with Josh, with my incredible corporate team, because without them, we could never do anything of what we do. I'm always grateful for being like the leading person on this team, but in honesty, the team is who does the work, is the team who does the best. So I'm super grateful for you guys. Um, we operate in 18 countries. It's gonna continue to grow. As Josh said, this is very important for me. We do not open countries just to add a flag into our website because that doesn't matter to us. What we do is we open markets to make an impact in those markets. So we put warehouses, we put general managers in country, we put boots on the ground in every country we operate. Again, we believe that the most important thing is the trust you gave us to us. And so we need to take care of that for sure. Last but not least, Josh was mentioning about some that we are approved by Health Canada, but we're not only approved by Health Canada, we have approval from Health Canada to make claims that we are raising the immune system. They gave us an approval for a health claim. That's kind of unheard. So imagine, and we are also part of the CPS, which is the compendium, is the PDR of the US is the same, but in Canada, and we have been also part of that. That and the many athletes that consume our products, like big teams, big teams, soccer teams, Olympians, but Olympians not from 1980. It's nothing wrong with that, but we have Olympians that are making an impact out there and winning gold medal. So they let us use their brand, they let us use their biggest asset, which is their name, without paying any compensation. Actually, when we do the agreement, one of the lines, the paragraphs in the agreements is that we're going to talk about it, and we are going to say that we do not pay, because that's true. It's easy. Well, I will say, with money, it's easy to get any athlete out there to talk about your products, but it's not easy for people to take it because they want to. Last but not least, a couple of things is we're a company inspired by purpose. We are a company that believe too much in happiness. I think the world needs a lot of happiness out there. So I'm all about that. Of course, happiness is a choice, and today you can make that choice. Thank you for being here in this Saturday. Thank you for taking the time. I will say thank you 1,000 times because I'm grateful for what you guys are doing and are the things that you are going to do later on. So let's go for 2X27. Welcome, NDC family. I'm super excited for this amazing milestone. And I'm back to you, my dear friend, Josh. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you again for believing in us.